Spouses who married the cool girl, boy from your high school. What are they like now? My sister married the prom king, starting running back from her high school. He got fat, but also is a nice dude who makes a killing running some kind of raw materials company. Doesn't talk about the past at all. My brother married a popular girl. She was homecoming queen, prom queen, on varsity teams, in band, an honor roll student, beautiful, and super nice. 17-ish years and 2 kids later, she is still a sweetheart, beautiful, and athletic. My mum was the nerdy girl who got all the A's and had zero social skills, and somehow managed to start dating my dad, who was the popular, good-looking guy who everyone thought would peak in high school. She was actually advised by her family and friends that he wouldn't give her the future she was hoping for. They got married at 19, had me when they were 20, and while they were pretty broke the first few years of my life, he paid for my mum to attend law school, started his own business, and 25 years later with 3 kids, they're still so in love and have a pretty cushy life. My dad actually met one of the loud voices who told my mum she was making a big mistake marrying him, and she had said how she always knew he would turn out well, which he found hilarious. My high school friend was the cool guy, everyone liked him, guys and girls. He never got into fights, was always instantly invited everywhere, and girls totally swooned over him. He's still the same awesome dude. Hasn't changed a bit. He married an incredibly hot nurse. My dad was super popular. Prom king, valedictorian, class president, football captain, etc. He has a high-ranking but normal role at a smallish to medium-sized company. Pretty normal guy and a good dad. If brought up he will mention his high school years, but he doesn't brag. I had 2 kids with a former prom king. He's a crackhead now. Edit. This comment blew up overnight, thanks so much everyone. It's comforting to know so many people can relate. Take care. Didn't marry her but we dated for a bit. She moved to Arizona for college, stayed there, then became a firefighter. Came out as gay and married a woman. We lost touch but she seems happy. My husband was the prom king and star athlete. I was a super awkward marching band nerd with severe scoliosis and a heart condition. He's always been sweet, silly, smart and kind. Still can't believe we're married. Edit. I whipped up a proof collage. Edit 2. I'll add that we didn't go to the same high school but we met in college. My confidence had drastically improved by then. I was still a dork though, and he was a college baseball player. Picture. Honestly, we're both dorks. I'm an introvert and he's an extrovert. I never knew what to say to him in high school because he was so cool and funny, he intimidated me. Now our differences complement each other, I think, and we're very happy. My wife was the hot girl that everyone gossiped about. She's still super hot but is such a wonderful, supportive, loving person. It makes me sad no one took the time to get to really know her when she was young. Mom was the cool girl. Still is. Still literally gets stopped by strangers talking about how cool, pretty, whatever she looks, acts. But divorced, husband cheated, and widowed, second husband died. So never really managed to get a happily ever after in romance. I've only seen her as a grown-up, of course, but going by pictures plus what I remember as a kid, she hasn't changed all that much. I think sometimes she's too used to people being in her orbit, and will get sad if something happens where she's not involved. Not overtly so, but you can see she's expecting everyone to always want her there. My best friend was prom king 14 years ago. Now he owns a successful small business. Never had a girlfriend. Never had a boyfriend. Not sure about his sexuality but he's a kick-ass dude. Proud he calls me a friend as I'm an awkward introvert. Edit. Thanks for the award you, camel_cum. I've only met one camel in my life and we didn't hit it off. My brother was the cool guy in high school. Even now, over 20 years later, he has what we call his fans, that follow him everywhere. He has this posse built up of a rotating cast of best friends. He'll shine all his star power on his pick of the week, then move on to another one. He's very charismatic, good-looking, life of the party, so it's easy to navigate to him. He married the popular girl and his guy friends' wives are her friends. He can also be selfish, rude, dismissive and condescending. I tend to avoid him mainly because it's always a production with his gaggle of friends always around. I didn't marry one but my husband is friends with a few guys that peaked in high school and they feel the need to relive that shit. Still talking about the championship that got away 20 years ago. Reading these answers about prom kings, head cheerleaders, quarterbacks etc. just has me as a Canadian going, wow, American high school really is like on TV. The high school experience just really isn't the same here. At least not in my experience. I don't even think our ideas of popular were really the same, mainly due to how much less important sports are here. I think without football reigning supreme, it allows for way more variation for what makes someone popular. She's still the nicest and gorgeous girl I ever met. Nothing changed. She is studying to be a pharmacist. That's something no one would guess, since she always loved history and her school didn't had biology or chemistry. Edit. We weren't from the same school, but she was one of the most popular girl from the school, neighborhood and university class. I met her on a graduation we both gave up. Found out recently, 30M, that my dad was extremely popular in high school from my aunt. I had no idea he was an all-star football player with lots of college offers and was prom and homecoming king. Never talks about it, but he's doing well. 2 kids, a dog, and a loving wife. In my opinion, he's still winning. My brother was one of the hottest guys in high school and went on to be a model. He's still cool and hot to many, but now he's a bit fat. He's my brother, so ew on the hot part in my opinion. But women still swoon and he's so obnoxious. Think Matt Dillon, etc. Era. He got dumped by his model 17 years younger wife for a 26-year-old. He has impossible standards and it's making him miserable. He's into these flashy, shallow women. Overall, he's doing really well and his business is thriving. My brother was the cool kid in his grade, which extra annoyed me because I was a year older and a lot of my friends asked about him. He felt a lot of pressure to stay the coolest kid, so he made a lot of shitty choices because doing blow is what the cool kids are doing, I guess. He went to rehab by the time he was 16. He pretty much threw his life away after that and has been in and out of jail and prison since then, 16 years later. I'm the opposite of this question. I totally peaked in high school. Was cheerleading captain, valedictorian, prom queen. Super involved and outgoing. Now I'm fat and very unnoticeable, not pretty and maybe not ugly, just bland, and incredibly shy and reserved. Don't really have any friends. But married my high school sweetheart, who was quiet and mostly flew under the radar, and now he is outgoing, successful, and more handsome by the year. Without naming the character, what's one quote that gives it away? You shall not pass. Edit. I never thought I'd die fighting side by side with a Redditor. My precious. Doe. What's up, doc? Yabba dabba do. I'll be back. 'Tis but a scratch. Life is like a box of chocolates. But you have heard of me. Onions have layers. Good morning, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Life, finds a way. It's Levi-o saw, not Levi-o sah. Bite my shiny metal ass. These quotes are good, yes. But what about second breakfast? To infinity and beyond. Inconceivable. Good morning, Vietnam. Yippee-ka-yay motherfucker. Hello there.